During the Holocaust, many countries were aware of what was being done to Jews and other victims. Few, if any, were willing to speak out in protest. Since then, more than 70 countries have issued stamps to commemorate the events of the Holocaust in perhaps the hope it will never happen again. Albania recalled imprisonment in the Holocaust by using an image taken by French photographer Henri Cartier-Bresson in the USA. Entitled "Cell in a Model Prison," it was taken in 1975 at a New Jersey state prison. Argentina is one of several countries issuing stamps to the memory of Swedish diplomat Raoul Wallenberg. It shows him with a protective pass he produced for Vera Berndorfer, a Hungarian Jewish doctor. Jewish author Franz Werfel won the gratitude of the Armenian people for his weighty novel The 40 Days of Musa Dag in 1933, the first major literary work to deal with the 1915 genocide. This stamp and label was issued on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the writer's death. Australia issued this stamp to the memory of Raoul Wallenberg. It shows the Swedish diplomat against a background of one of the Schutzpasses seen here that he produced to save thousands of Hungarian Jews. This graphic Holocaust image was produced by Austria. There was a rock quarry at Mauthausen camp. Prisoners were forced to carry blocks of stone, often weighing as much as 50 kilograms, up the stairs of death, one behind the other. Many exhausted prisoners collapsed and fell in front of the others, creating a domino effect all the way down the stairs. In June 1941, when the Nazis invaded, over 1 million Jews lived in Belarus. 800,000 died at the hands of the Nazis, among the highest percentage in Europe. Jews from Germany and other European countries died in the Minsk ghetto. Most Belarusian Jews were killed by Einsatzgruppen and other security forces. As the Allies advanced, they liberated concentration camps and killing centres. Belgium reflected this in a stamp using a background of freed Dachau inmates. Over the 12 years of its use, the Dachau administration had recorded over 200,000 prisoners and 32,000 deaths. Here, in an Easter issue from the former British Honduras, is Angelo Roncalli, later Pope John XXIII, who played a pivotal role in saving the lives of thousands of Jews in Eastern Europe while a papal representative during the war. He was beatified in September 2000 and canonized as a saint by Pope Francis on the 27th of April 2014. Issued in 2019, this stamp honours one of Brazil's only 2 Yad Vashem-nominated righteous Gentiles. While working in the Brazilian consulate in Hamburg, Araceli issued passports to Jews omitting the red J that designated them as such. For risking her life and defying her country's leaders, she became known as the Angel of Hamburg. Canada issued this on the 9th of November 1995 to remember those who experienced the horror of the Holocaust. It includes the image of a survivor, Robert Engel, together with his ID papers and a yellow star, both from Toronto's Holocaust Education and Memorial Centre, where Engel volunteers. Costa Rica's Holocaust Memorial Day stamp features a Star of David made from barbed wire against the background of a prisoner's blue and white striped prison garb. Cyprus issued this stamp in 1995 with the theme Peace and Freedom, 50 years since liberation from the Nazi concentration camps. The Europa dove carries away freed prisoners. This stamp, issued in 2017 by the Czech Republic, records the assassination in December 1942 of Reinhard Heydrich, the SS general, by British trained paratroopers Josef Gabčík and Jan Kubiš. In the attack, the Sten gun, pictured on the stamp, jammed, and it was a grenade that mortally wounded the Nazi known as the Hangman, or the Butcher of Prague. This set highlights the 40th anniversary of the destruction of 14 Czechoslovakian villages named on the stamps in the reprisals in the retaliation by the Nazis for the Slovak national uprising during World War II. Nearly 8,000 Danish Jews were taken by boat to safety in neutral Sweden after German diplomat Georg Duckwitz tipped off the Jewish community and the underground about a coming roundup and deportation. Anne Frank's diary is often many young people's introduction to the horrors of the Holocaust. On the 4th of August 1994, she was arrested with her family in the secret annex of the house in Amsterdam where they had hidden for 2 years. and died at the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp when she was just 15. July 1938 saw the Evian Conference in France to discuss Europe's refugee problem. 32 countries met, but only the Dominican Republic offered to take up to 100,000 Jews. About 700 reached the settlement at Sosúa, a remote beach town on the northern coast, while others settled in the capital, Santo Domingo. These stamps honour the International Federation of Resistors with illustrations by Fritz Kramer, an inmate of Buchenwald and sculptor of the Buchenwald Memorial. Over 56,000 people are estimated to have died at the Buchenwald camp. José Castellanos was the El Salvador Consul General in Geneva, who was responsible for authorising thousands of citizen certificates to Jewish refugees, like the one for the Rubin family pictured on this 2018 stamp. They stated that the holder was a recognised citizen of El Salvador and thus protected from deportation. The deportation and murder in Auschwitz of the children of the Isieux orphanage on the direct orders of Klaus Barbie, the butcher of Lyon, is remembered by France on the 17th anniversary. One of the many world stamps honouring the award of the Nobel Peace Prize to Elie Wiesel in 1986. Elie was the author of over 50 books, novels, short stories, essays and poems, including Night, based on his experiences as a prisoner in Auschwitz and Buchenwald. This German commemorative sheet, issued in Bonn, commemorates the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the concentration camps, includes a stamp surrounded by the names of 23 camps from Auschwitz to Warsaw and all the others. The prisoner with number 11960 was an inmate of Dachau. Most of the stamps featuring Audrey Hepburn focus on her later career as a film actress. However, as a teenager in the Netherlands during World War II, she worked with the Dutch underground, bringing provisions to downed Allied pilots and caring for the wounded during the Battle of Arnhem, her hometown. Archbishop Damaskinos stubbornly refused Nazi efforts to deport Greek Jews, even to the point of putting himself at the top of a list required to be executed by the Gestapo. This stamp from the Republic of Guinea in West Africa honours Chiune Sugihara, whose work in Lithuania saved hundreds of Jews from deportation. He was punished by his government and forced to resign his post in the Japanese Foreign Service. Guinea-Bissau, the West African country south of the Gambia, issued this as part of a set of 4 stamps in 2015 commemorating 70 years since World War II. The other stamps bizarrely feature the Battle of Kursk, German soldiers and a Junkers 88 bomber. For the 25th anniversary of the liberation of concentration camps, this Hungarian stamp names Auschwitz Killing Centre, Mauthausen Slave Labour Camp and Dachau concentration camp. The image is the monument to Hungarian martyrs at Mauthausen. During World War II, the Nazis confiscated many violins from their Jewish owners. Some were found after the Holocaust, mostly broken and ruined, and many made their way to Tel Aviv violin maker Amnon Weinstein, who restored them. With the background of the Birkenau Gate, this stamp's tab features a klezmer violinist and quotes 2 Kings, chapter 3, verse 18, as the musician played. Teresa Gulacsi was shot in the back by a Nazi soldier on the 3rd of March 1944 as she tried to talk to her husband, who'd been rounded up and jailed by the SS. Her death was immortalised by Anna Magnani in Roberto Rossellini's neo-realist masterpiece film Roma Città Aperta. For the partisans, Teresa became a martyr for the resistance. As legation secretary in Budapest, Raoul Wallenberg scoured the city looking for buildings to rent and turn into Swedish safe houses protected by little more than the Swedish flag. In this way, he saved thousands of Jewish lives. Chiune Sugihara appears on many stamps. As the Japanese consul general in Kaunas, Lithuania, ignoring instructions from his government, between July and August 1940, he issued approximately 300 transit visas a day to Jewish refugees. In the last days of the German occupation of Budapest, Nazi troops surrounded the ghetto in preparation for a massacre. When he learned of this, Raoul Wallenberg threatened the Nazi commander with prosecution for war crimes if it went ahead. The assault was called off and 70,000 Jews saved. The image on this stamp is from the Auschwitz album. During the occupation of Latvia, Johanna and Yanis Lipkis, a poor working-class couple, hid more than 50 Jews that Yanis had managed to get out of the Riga ghetto. They were hidden in a tiny bunker built under the woodshed in their garden, and most of them survived the war. This triangular stamp commemorates 50 years since the first deportation of Lithuanians on the 14th of June 1941. About 18,500 people were taken to exile or labour camps in Siberia. Issued in the Lodz Littmanstadt ghetto in 1940, this stamp features the image of Chaim Rumkowski, chairman of the Judenrat, against pictures of the workshops in the ghetto and the infamous Zagierska Bridge. The tiny country of Luxembourg issued this set of stamps to honour nationals who worked in the underground, resistors, deportees, political prisoners and martyrs.